Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GitHub Sessions by Hashing Cloud Community. Okay, let's start. So, what is today's agenda? So, basically, in today's session, we are going to know everything about GitHub. So, how to get started? Let's say if you are, selected in a company, or if you're working as a team, you have a project. So what are the things that you should know to get started with the GitHub or to work with the GitHub? So these are the things that we are going to cover it today. So introduction to GitHub, getting started with GitHub, what is a basic workflow, how do people work in different companies, collaboration, and summary of it. Okay. Okay. So before this, let's start with what is GitHub. So here the thing is, we do have two different things. One is Git and second one is GitHub. Do you guys know that these two are two different things, or do you think that is single word? Git and GitHub. Have you ever
Different.
heard? Okay. So let me tell you. First, I'll tell you what is Git. Okay. So basically, Git is a distributed version control system. It's a distributed version control system that tracks changes in any set of the computer files. Okay. So basically, Git is a distributed version control system, and it helps us to track changes in a computer file. So when you say computer file, it can be any file, text file or HTML file, Java file, CSS file, any file in our computer. So Git is a distributed system. It will track. And okay, so usually it is used for coordinating work among the programmers or maybe a team of developers. So this is Git. Basically, it's a version control tracking system. It will track our files. And GitHub. So GitHub is a built upon GitHub is a company or as a company, or maybe it's a software built using Git. GitHub is a software built using Git. So basically, let's say if you think GitHub is a container. So this is a piece of software. So we always hear GitHub, GitHub, GitHub. So behind the scenes, GitHub is actually a company or maybe a software which built using Git. Git. Okay. So in order to explain this in a better way, how many of you are using maybe Oppo OnePlus phones or maybe Samsung? How many of you are using these phones? OnePlus, Oppo, Samsung? Nobody is using. Hey, I already told you to speak up. I cannot every time come back to this chat. Okay. So if you look at the softwares of that phones, they are customized version of Android, right? OnePlus is having Oxygen OS. Samsung is having One UI, if I'm not wrong. So these all are built upon Android. They're customized by their companies. Similarly, Git is a root level system, and GitHub is built using that Git. Okay, got it? Any doubts on this? Hey, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so please speak up. See, every time I cannot come to this chat. Okay, so GitHub is a code hosting platform for collaboration and version control, and GitHub lets us to work together on project. So behind the scenes, it will operate based on with the help of Git and everything. So that we will gonna look how this works. Don't worry about that. So I mean, before that, I want to clarify these two things. And so in order to get started with the GitHub, so we would like, I mean, I would like to explain few terms. So whenever you go to any company or any project, so you will listen all these terms. So let me write all these terms for you. So I will explain everything and then let's get started. So first of all, repositories. So repositories, branches, commits, pull requests, okay, and maybe merge. Okay, so these are the five common terms, or maybe there can be, there can be few other things also, but these are the, I mean, main things that you should get familiar with. So what is repository? So basically, repository, a GitHub repository can be used to store a development project. So basically, it helps us to store a project. It can be, it can contain folders. I mean, folders can contain different files. So basically, it's a repository will contain our folders, nothing but our project. Okay. So a GitHub repository can have a license file. It can be public, private. Public means everybody can access. Everybody can see that. If it is a private, no one can see without your permissions. And it can have one README file. README. So basically, README file will contain all the information about your project. Let's say if your project have a different what do you call that, installation steps, we have to list down all those things. Maybe the uh, versions of the libraries that your project is using. So everything. I mean, we will look in in upcoming maybe minutes or maybe coming minutes. So we will see all these things, but let's try to understand what is a repository. Okay, and what is branch? Basically, a branch is used to work with the different versions of a repository at the same time. Let's say, let's say, okay, now I will take one thing. So this is a WhatsApp main repository. And what is meant by repository?
It's like a folder that contains all the
Yeah,
files.
repository. Correct. So this is the main repository. Please ignore if there is any spelling mistakes. Okay. Okay. So this is main repository. Like one person have developed this thing. So now WhatsApp has, I mean, have hired a few people. Okay. So let's say four people. They have hired four people, two UI, two backend people. Okay. So now WhatsApp came up with a new feature called groups. So this is a single chatting. I mean, earlier when WhatsApp was introduced, we don't have any group feature. I hope. Even not sure. I mean, not sure that was 2015 or 16, sometime back. So even I don't know. So let's assume that when WhatsApp, uh, when WhatsApp was there into market, so they only came up with the one single, chart, or like we at a time we can only chat with one person. But now WhatsApp came up with one more idea called let's introduce creating groups. Okay, so for that they have hired a few people, two front end, two back end. So front end people work on the front end, the back end people work on the back end. Okay, so is it a better idea to everybody work on this main repository?
No, sir.
No. Okay, let's assume if people says yes. And okay, if maybe let's assume some people are saying yes. If yes, and how we will know which person worked on which file? No, right? So for that, what we will do, huh? So we will create branches out of it. So this is for front end code. And one more thing is for backend code. Okay, so front end people work on this branch. Backend code can work on this branch. Once as soon as they finish their changes, they can merge into the WhatsApp main branch. Okay, the similarly with the backend. So this way we can introduce like as many features as we want. Suppose if something happened with a front end, we can revert and we can delete that from the front end code and from the backend code also. So in that way we can say, got it? What are the branches?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's focus on commit. What is meant by commits? So commits mean what are the changes that we did? What are the changes that we did is called as a basically commits. Okay. So each commit has a description explaining why a change was made. So let's say we have divided into branch and one person is working on maybe uh, one different thing and another person may be working on different thing. So if I'm pushing, let's say if I'm worked as just building the UI, another person is responsible for interactions having, I mean, when we click on add a person, I mean, the person should get added. So few people are working on few different things. So while making those changes and then while committing, I need to mention why this change was made. Okay, fine. So then what is pull request? So request means, okay, now you are done with the changes. You have committed. Then, I mean, you are just asking maybe a admin or a main team lead or a project manager asking to merge your code into the main repository. Right. Once you're done with the changes, you have to merge that to main branch. Why? Because this is a main repository. So end of the day, what you have done or what you have built or maybe what you have wrote, it should merge with our main branch. Similarly with the backend code also. And then what is merge? So a project manager or a product manager, sometime team leader or maybe a senior, it can be anyone. They will review your code and if they found any mistakes or any code corrections, they can comment there and they can merge your code. Once merge is completed, they will deploy. So that is something taken care of by DevOps people that we are not going to discuss here. Okay. So are we clear on all these terms, the main terms that are essential for, I mean, to have a better understanding in GitHub world?
Yes, sir.
So far, any doubts?
Sir, I have doubts.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, if GitHub is to store the codes or like that, so why can't we use other drive services or cloud services, sir, instead
Okay.
of GitHub?
Okay. Yeah, it's a good question. So what I told, what is meant by Git?
So version control systems.
It's a version control system. Basically, it tracks a file and how GitHub build on top of Git, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, Git can track our files, but is Google Drive or something or maybe Dropbox or built up on Git? No, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, yes, he was that
I
built
mean,
by.
you're correct. You are
Yeah, okay.
correct, sir.
So basically, GitHub is a dedicated, software or maybe a cloud storage, you can say, for team collaboration, branching, and everything. But GitHub, those are meant to be, to store files. That's it. They cannot track. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are we clear on this? Shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. How about Edwin? Are you able to understand? So far, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have any doubts, feel free to ask.
Maybe the commit was a little unclear to me.
Sorry. Can you come again?
The parts that you were explaining about the commit.
Yeah.
Commit.
Commit. Yeah. Okay, so I will explain you. I mean, I will show you practically how commit works. So far, I'm actually explaining what exactly these terms, and I will tell you. I will show you practically what is meant by commit, what is repository, everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. So what are GitHub features basically? What are GitHub features? So GitHub is 1 second. 1 second. I'm getting a call. I don't know who it is. Give me a second. Some company people. Sorry. Okay. So what are GitHub features? So basically, GitHub features are like collaboration. It is obviously for team collaboration, version controlling, and graphical representation of all the branches. Project management, team management, and then code hosting also. That is possible. Code hosting also. Okay. So these are the like some of the features. Some of, not everyone, not everything. Some of them. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the actual process that happens in a real world, or maybe a software team, or maybe a development team. Okay, or maybe in a company. So just focus on here. So whenever if you're going to join in a company, so this is the process that you follows. Okay, just no carefully understand this. What is a step one? Let's say you got a new project and you are a team lead. So you will create a main branch. Main branch. Okay. We have seen it here. So this is a main branch. Okay. And step two. So step two will be creating a future branches from it. So what is meant by future branch? So this one, branch two. Let's say this work is done. WhatsApp came with one more thing called maybe calling feature. So that is one more feature. So for that, we will create one more branch. So that is called as a feature branch. For backend also, we need one more branch. So these four different things called as a feature branches. Feature branch. It can be, I mean, it will be created by people who are working on that project. Okay, step three. So once you're done with your changes, you will push your changes into that feature branch. Step three, creating a pull request. You have to create a pull request. Means you are asking to merge this feature branch into the main branch. Okay. Step four, merging pull request. So team lead or the person will review your code, and if required, they'll give some comments that you need to improve. I mean, fix this, or maybe you need to write comments here, something. And step five would be deploying the main branch. So this branch will deploy into servers, which will be taken care of by DevOps people. Okay. So this is the actual process that happens in a company or in a project. Are we clear on this process?
Yes.
If any of the technical recruiter is asking what is the process, will you be able to explain?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, nice. Okay. So okay, fine. So far we have covered everything regarding the GitHub. So how the process will be, what is a GitHub, what are the common terms that you need to be familiar with. Now let's start with GitHub. So there are, a few different steps. The first one is you need to create a GitHub account. Second, you need to install a Git in your system. third, we need to configure it with our ID or maybe code editors. It can be VS Code, it can be anything. Pushing our first code and creating pull request. Okay, so these are the different. I mean, these are the basic process. Okay, so this is the first step. Open GitHub, sign up. So I already have that. Let me see GitHub. So I already have it, but I'll show you. Sign out. Okay, so basically you have to redirect to this page and click on the sign up. So here basically it will ask your email. So give your email, continue. So I already have this email. Okay, so that's the reason I can't sign in. Sorry, sign up. But maybe you can sign up. It's a very simple process that I'm not going to show you here. Or if you require, I can show you. I don't have any emails with me. It's okay if you can see it. I don't have any new email to show. Okay, let me give any other email. Test@gmail.com. This already taken test 1994. Some number I'm giving. Okay. Okay, so it is asking to create a password. Password is strong. Continue. You have to give one username. You can say sorry, 2K24. So this is the username that I am giving. Continue. So would you like to receive? You can say no. Okay, so it will ask to verify as you're a human or not. So you need to solve this puzzle. Submit. One is done, and solving this puzzle is a bigger challenge. Okay, so you have to turn this. Yeah, done. So now click on the create account. It will ask you to enter your code. Now they will send this to this email. Actually, I don't have this email. Okay, so once you give your email, I mean the code, you will be seeing one page. I'll show you. It is asking for that. So I'm signing out of this. Okay, so let me sign into my actual account. Okay, so once you done with that, that verification part, you will land up here. Okay. Okay, so click on this click on your profile. Okay, you will see your repositories. Click on that. So these all my previous projects while I'm learning, or maybe while I'm in my graduation, these are all the different projects. Okay, that I created, and this image is my BTech second year one. Okay, not now, 4 years back. Okay, let me create a new repository. So I'll call it as, can anybody quickly suggest me one good name?
Demos.
Sorry, what?
Demo.
Demo. Okay. Yeah, demo is available. And it should be public. And if you want to give some description, this is for demo purpose. Okay. And Remo. And if you want to have any README file, you can add it here. Okay. So README, I'll explain you what is README. Create repository. Okay. So cool. You got a one repository. So you can see a readme file. You can click on this pencil or pen symbol, and you can write your code. I mean your maybe description about your repository. So let's say right now people who are new to might not know this thing, but people who are already exist in this community know that we are in the mid. I mean we have conducted one front end session, sorry, one front end contest where I have divided people into different teams. I have assigned one leader to you, and you people are working on that contest. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I told you that let's say if few people or I mean from your team is not responding. Let's say I have given five people for a team. If three are not are responding, only two people have developed. Just mention it here. Okay. So what is your team name? So everybody have to follow this. Okay. Team name. Ines, Vikrant, Vikrant. Okay. So how many people have worked? Many people. Okay. People have contributed to this project. 2 members. And a small description about your project. What is your project? If it is a travel info, like our so use ChatGPT to create these descriptions. Okay. And what are the things that you have? Let's say how you have developed. Where did you research? I mean, you have to explain your experience while doing that project. So what you have learned. So I'm going to show you how to deploy this into internet in coming weeks. Okay. Maybe a coming Sunday you can call. I mean you can say, but just so why? Because if some people are uh, coming to your repository, first they are going to check the readme file only. So it should contain what you have done as a team, and then what is your experiences and what element that your project contains. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, got it.
So okay, just write the description that whatever you want your project, commit changes. So see commit message. I'll explain you all these things. Okay, it's just about readme file. Okay, so now we got this. Let's go to our repository. See, this is our repository. Okay, now we are on repository. Okay, so we are on repository, and let's say in order to create this feature branches to write code, we need one code editor. Okay, let's jump into that code editor. So this is a Visual Studio Code. I hope everybody is familiar with this thing. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we have done with the first step. Let's go to second step. Okay. Let's second step is to install Git. What is Git? I already told you. What is that?
Version control system.
Version control system. It's a distributed version control system for tracking changes. Okay. Okay. Let's go to this link. And so I'll provide all these things in the description. Okay. So click on the download it for, I mean, my system is a Mac. I'll see it for a Mac. If you are a Windows guy, you'll see download it for Windows. So click on this. Okay. So for to install on the Mac, I have a different process, but for Windows, you can directly install. I have already installed. Okay. No worries. And if you're facing any issues while installing this, you may reach out to me. Okay. No worries in that. Why? Because in the Mac we have different steps, but for Windows you will get a software to download, I guess. So okay, just download this part. Okay. So now we are done with a few 1 and 2 steps. Sign up and we have installed. So then what is the third step? So before this third step, I'll explain why this step is required. So let's say this is your main repository, and okay, So this lies in GitHub, and okay, and you write your code in some code editors. Let's say VS Code, maybe Eclipse for Java people, Eclipse for Java people, and Sublime Text. I mean, there are a lot. VS Visual Studio is for backend people actually. C# developers. Okay, so you will write code here. You cannot write code in these branches or maybe on the browser. Actually, we will write a code in the code editors only. But so let's say so how this, so let's say in the WhatsApp main repository have our code, and how this will come to our code editors, or maybe when we push or when we commit, how it will go to this repository only. Over the internet we can have a millions of repositories, and how this will find that this is a correct repository? How?
With a unique name.
Sorry, with?
With a unique name, sir.
Yeah, okay, you can say unique name, but there should be some connections between these two, right? Our repository and our code editor.
Branches. Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see that part now, how to configure things. So that is our third step, configuring the VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Let's get back to our VS Code, or just open VS Code, and you see the user icon here, accounts. Click on that. So I have already installed. Okay, I will. Sorry, I have already logged in, but I'll sign out again to show you. Okay, now I have signed out. Now I'll sign in again. Okay, I have already signed in. That's the reason it is not asking. I mean, I have already given approval, given maybe authenticated. But if you are not authenticated, it will ask you to authorize. And once you have authorized that, it will ask you to open a Visual Studio. Okay, successfully. Sorry, this is signed out, and again we are signed in. This is my username, usepolo87. If you want to compare, see, this is my username, usepolo87. And don't ask me why you have created usepolo87. While creating this GitHub, I was wearing a shirt with a brand of US Polo. That's the reason I gave this. Okay, it looks crazy, but okay. So now we are signed in. Okay, now we have created one repository, this one. Now that I need to have in my local. So that process is called clone a repository. Cloning a repository means copying a repository. Clone means copy. Okay, and, for that you need to install an extension called GitHub repository. GitHub. So where is that? This one, GitHub repositories. I will provide you this link. Don't worry, no worries. GitHub repositories, or maybe you can take a screenshot of this now. Whatever is the convenient for you. You need to install this. Okay, after installing, so let's click on these three dots. It will just asking you open a folder, clone a repository. Just click on clone a repository. Clone from GitHub. Allow. So it will again ask you to authorize. After the authorization step, open. So now you will see all the list of the repositories that you have in your Git. So we have created a demo. Clicking on it, and it will ask you to choose a folder. Why? Because I have already told you what is a repository. Nothing but a group. Project folders with the different files. So we need a folder. So in the desktop, I'm creating it. Give it GitHub demo folder. Create. Select as a repository destination. Cloning a repository. Would you like to open the cloned repository? Yes. Yeah. Now you got that repository into our system. See, this is a README file. You can edit whatever you want here. Some test. Okay. Done. Okay. So now, okay, let's see these steps. Now we have, uh, okay, let's go to our slides. What is the next step for that? Okay, we have also done with the third step. So far, any doubts for this? So far, any doubts?
Can you once repeat what you have done after downloading GitHub repositories?
Okay, so after downloading repository, you meant to say after configuring the VS Code?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, that is our new, I mean, the next step that we are going to do. So we have just cloned a repository into our system and then we have opened that. That's it. Let's say if you're facing any issues while opening, just close all the Visual Studio codes and you'll see that GitHub demo. So you see you got a demo folder with README file. That's what we have in our system. Just drag and drop, or maybe in our system, in my system, I have an option to drag and drop. Okay, but maybe you people don't have. Just open this folder with the Visual Studio Code. So far, this is what we have done. Now, what will be the what will be the next step? Let's see that. Okay, so fourth step, I've kept it as a blank. I would like to hear it from you. So three steps we are done. One we have, first one we have signed up, second we have installed Git, third we have configured. So now what is the fourth step?
Sir, I
Any,
have
any,
doubts, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
Why should we use Git, sir? So if we want to edit a code, we can download it from the GitHub and we can edit it ourselves and re-upload it, right, sir? Why we use Git?
Okay. So you meant to say, okay, your doubt is that I can download it. Okay, I can download it and edit and then again upload these files here, right? Is that
Yes, sir.
you are asking? Okay. Ah, okay. I hope you have never worked on any project. Any
Yes, sir. I'm a fresher.
yeah, you're a fresher. Okay. So let me ask you, let me tell it to you. Okay. So let's say you have changed 20 files. 20 files. Okay. So you let's say the project contains 100 files and then you have changed 20 files. So uploading manually those 20 files, how long it will take? How long it will take?
Quite long, sir.
Sorry?
Quite long, sir.
Quite long. So let's say 10 minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And okay. So your lead suggested one more change. Okay. Again, you have to work on two different files. So if you keep on downloading and uploading, what is the use? Why we can say it's a, what is the help? What is the need of automation here? Everybody loves automation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, see, for that only, right? It is one of the GitHub feature, collaboration. So it will automate the things. You just have to give some commands. Then what is the building this much of big softwares? We have to write less, do more. Have you ever heard this? Write less, do more. So similarly, so it's always better to automate the things. So you just give some commands and then system will take care of everything. Then why to do the manual work?
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
I
why?
got it.
Because so for the development work, we have to spend a lot of time, right?
Yes.
to fix the bugs and to develop to or maybe to write some code. So okay, I mean it is worth to spend that much of time in development, but in order to upload the things into servers and everything, if we are doing it for the manual, let's say you are doing it manually. Let's assume you are uploading the files. I'm a peer to you. I mean means I'm your colleague that I'll also have to upload. So again I have to download and then upload, download and upload. And then if I have to deploy this project into a server, so let's say it have 100 files. So uploading of 100 files, how long it will take, and how much of manual effort is required here? And sometimes we might confuse whether we have uploaded this file or not. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, huh. So that should not be there. Okay. So what will be the next step? Coming back to our process. Okay. So next step would be okay. Now we got a things. Okay. Let's create a few more files. So one index.html. Okay. Sorry, not outside. Delete this. Instead of this demo folder, index.html. Okay. Next, a few CSS folders. Sorry, again, updated out. It should be in the demo folder itself. CSS, some JS. Ah, and asset file assets. So this basically highlights few lines of code, document our first project. H1, welcome to hash include community. Okay, so this is our first HTML file, and let me put assets file folder into demo. Okay, let me create a few more files in order to better explanation or maybe better visualization. So script.js, and okay, I'll write few lines. Console.log first script file. Okay, then in the same. Okay, I mean you can keep images wherever you want, that you can do later on. Okay, so if you closely observe this, you can see a different. Okay, I'll add one more file and then I'll delete it also, so that I can show you. Style CSS. Okay, I've created this file and now I'm going to delete this file. Okay, I'll explain it, delete in a later part. Okay, so now if you see, you can see a different things. One is for U, one is for M. So M means modified, already existing file you have modified. U means untracked. So as it is a new file, it cannot track. New files cannot be tracked. Once it is already there in the system, then it can track. Okay, so you are done with your task. I mean, you are done with your task. Now you would like to see how many files you have changed. Okay, so in order to see that, you have to click here. You see, you have changed 3 files. Out of them, 2 are new files. One is existing file that you have modified. So if you click on that, so this green thing is the code that you have added, or maybe that the thing that you have added. Red means you have deleted one. So here everything is new. Okay, script again, everything is new. If you see the readme, here you don't see any red. Why? Because you haven't deleted anything. You have just added a new code. I mean new text. So these are the 3 different things that you have added. Okay, now okay, so you are done with your changes. After that, you have to stage them. So staging means you are saying that these are the files that are ready to push, that are ready to be pushed. So whatever the changes that you want to push, now click on this plus symbol, plus. So if you want to push this also, click on the plus symbol. So plus. And now after you have staged the changes, means these files are ready to be pushed. Maybe you thought that, array, okay, this time I don't want to push this script.js file. I'll push it later. I mean, if you want to unstage this file, just click on this minus. This is unstaged. Now these two are staged, means these two are ready to push. You have to give a commit message. Added index file for HTML and changed readme file, or maybe updated readme file. Okay. Now click on this commit. See, commit. So now your files are committed. Those are still in our local system. But see, now these M or U that are gone by because those already pushed. Now, I mean committed. So were you okay? So committed. Now let's see our system. Let's see our repository. Hey, we have committed, but I don't see any index file here. What could have happened? I mean, what happened? Are we missing any steps?
Merge, sir.
So actually we have committed changes. Okay, but I'm not able to still see it in our repository. Why? What could be the reason?
Maybe we have to.
Pull
I have to,
request.
sorry, pull request. No. So actually I have committed, but I haven't pushed it, right? I have to push it to my repository. Okay. So in order to push, let's click on these three dots. Sorry, this third icon, and then open this. Push. Okay. Done. Your changes are pushed. Now let's see. Let's refresh this. Are you able to see our index file?
Yes.
Okay. So now if you see, this is a main branch. Now, if you observe our image, this is the main branch that I'm a team lead. I have created this branch, or maybe a person have created a branch. This is the main repository. Now I have assigned a few tasks to a front end guy. So he has to, sorry, he have to create a branch. How how to create that branch? Okay, let me. So we still have one more change in our local. So you can say, I mean, you can push it again. I mean, this time this change is also required. You can push it again. So added script file. Click on this plus icon, commit. So once you commit, you will see a sync changes. Means pushing to our repository. Push. Yeah, now the changes are pushed. Let's verify it in our here. Now you can see JS file also. Okay. Now I have been assigned with a task. So this is the main branch. So when you join a project, so the people will give you that I will ask you to, hey, clone this repository in your local and create a one more branch out of it. So when you cloned that, you will see like this. Okay. Now you can find on which branch you are. This is the main branch that you are on. Okay, click on this main branch. Create a new branch. Okay, create a your branch. Always follow. Always ask your project members that what is a pattern that you have to follow for creating a new branch or maybe a feature branch. So in our project, we will follow feature slash my ID is there. I can't disclose that ID. So ABCD and the task name, maybe group feature in WhatsApp. You have to separate it with a hyphens, WhatsApp, or maybe underscores, or maybe without any space also. Okay. Now I'm on feature branch and let's see publish branch. You can do it later on, but that's okay. You can publish it. Means we are telling that we have created a new branch. Okay, now let's see that whether we have this branch or not. Let's reload. See, if you open this feature ABCD group feature branch. So this is the main branch and this is a feature branch. Now let's make a few changes into that. So let's see. I'm adding few more HTML files. Let's say contact us or maybe grouping group.html. This file is responsible for creating a group WhatsApp group feature, grouping feature. Grouping feature. And now I have added one more file. So group.css. And this time I'm deleting a existing file. Delete. Move to trash. Now, if you see the number of files that you have changed, see one file is group CSS and one more file is script. It indicates that you have deleted this file. You have deleted this file. Okay. Hey, this should also come here, right? Group HTML. Why this is not come? Okay, this is not under this folder. Sorry again, my bad. Should be under this demo folder. It can track only this folder. So now the changes are 3. Okay, so your changes are done. Now you want to push them back. First, before that, you need to commit. Sorry, commit. In order to commit, first you need to do a stage. First step is, you have to do the changes. Second step is stage them, whatever you require. Third step is commit, then push. Okay, fine. So just click on the plus icon, added group feature. Okay, so let's commit them. So now before syncing the changes, you have to do one more thing. You have to carefully understand this. What is this is why? Because now let's say we have created one branch that I know, but let's say we are a team of 8 members and eight different people have 8 different people are working on different branches. We never know. Which people have already merged into our main branch. We never know, right? So before pushing your changes, always take pull from the main branch. Okay, so that you will get a latest code. So pull from origin, you'll see the main branch. Okay, now you got your changes. Sync changes. Okay. Okay, so if you see feature branch had recent pushes. So it indicates that one of the branch have recently pushed. Compare and pull request. Let's compare the changes. So this is the commit message that we have given. And if you want to see the files that you have changed, come here, come down. One commit, one branch can have a n number of commits. You can push how many times, as many times you want. One commit, 3 different files, one contributor. How many people have contributed to this? So these are the changes that you have seen. So this you have added, this you have deleted, and you have created one more file group.css which doesn't have any changes. So it will show able to merge or not. Can we merge into this branch? If it have a conflicts, I will show you what are conflicts. Okay, it will not allow us to do. Create a pull request. So once you have done a create pull request, team lead will review your code. So it will go, he or she will go to the file changed. He will see, and if they want to give, if they want to give a comment, they will give. Hey, please add some comments here. Some comments here. Okay. Start a view. Okay. So we got we have to resolve this and then push our code. Okay. So let's see, it is a pending. Now let's observe. what he have done. I mean, what the team lead has given. So the line number 7 is asking, or maybe line in an HTML somewhere he's asking us to give a comments. Let's give comments. This is a body a comment. Okay. So I've given a comment and pushing it. Plus added comment, commit, sync changes. Okay. Now let's go to there. See, so once you have pushes your changes, it will see new changes since you have last viewed. Then you can say that I have added a comments and pushed my changes comment. So team leader will see your comments and then he will resolve. I mean, he will resolve this conflict. Sorry, maybe resolve this comment. Then say this branch has a no conflicts. So I can merge this, merge full request, confirm merge. Yeah, already merged. And then once it is merged, you can delete this branch. There is no need of having this branch. Done. Now let's go to our main branch. See now it has everything, group CSS, index file, group file. So this is how it works in real world. Now let's go. So people, I mean team lead have assigned one more task to you. Okay. So for that you have to switch to main branch. Click on this, switch to main branch. Okay. So after the main branch, always you have to take up fetch. Where is fetch? Or maybe pull from origin main branch. Why? Because it will always give you the latest changes. Maybe other people might have merged their pull request. So it will give a latest code to you. On top of that, you have to create new branches. Okay. So far, are we clear? Any doubts?
Hello, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, when we are when we are resolving the comment, do we need to pull the code from the GitHub again, or don't we just resolve the comment?
No. Why? Because whatever the code that you have pushed, that is already present in the GitHub. I mean, in your feature branch. Why to take again?
Yeah.
You haven't done any new changes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Thank you, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Any other doubts so far? So is that all projects file will download into our system when we pull? Yeah, it will. Any doubts, admin, or maybe any other persons?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So far, are you clear, Edwin?
Yes.
Okay. And are you able to understand my accent?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, nice.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
hello. If you we can use other projects, any other projects we can develop.
Can you come again, Ganesh? Yeah, like if you, I mean,
Use
you
another
can.
projects,
Okay, maybe you can
any
ask in
other
Telugu also.
projects.
You can ask in Telugu also. No worries, I can understand.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మేము అదర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలనుకున్నాం లైక్ గూగుల్ మ్యాప్స్ ద్వారా మేము ఒక ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలనుకున్నాం కొత్త ఫీచర్స్ యాడ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాం మేము అంటే
Okay.
వాళ్ళ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ని మేము యూజ్ చేసుకొని డెవలప్ చేసుకోవచ్చా
Okay, so you meant to say that if you want to use other projects
Projects.
created by other people, so is that what you are asking?
ఎస్ సార్
If it is a open
ఎస్ సార్
source, if it is a open source, means if it is available for everybody, you can download it and in UK you can use. But if it's a licensed one or if it is a private one, you can't use.
ఓకే సార్
Okay.
బట్ ఒక HTML కోడ్ అని రాసాం గూగుల్ మ్యాప్స్ ద్వారా, దానికి ఏపీఐ అడుగుతుంది సార్, అప్లికేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ సర్వర్
Okay.
అడుగుతుంది సార్.
Okay. So, okay, you are using a Google Map, right? For that, what you have to do is
sir.
there will be a portal called Google Cloud. You have to sign in there. You have to sign up or sign in there. You have to provide one billable account there. So then you will get all the different APIs, all the different features from the Google Cloud. Say, let's say Google Map feature, or maybe some Google maybe Google Gmail features. So it will provide different APIs. But for that, you have to sign into Google Cloud. There you will
Okay,
see
sir.
all the different things.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Thank
So far we have seen this with the help of Visual Studio Codes, the manual. I mean, with the help of some UI. So there is some UI buttons you have click commit. But now I would like to tell you with the help of commands. So initially Git was developed with the commands, then these all things are came. Now I have explained all the things with UI, but now I would like to explain it to you with all the commands. What are the different commands to create a branches, to push or pull, different things. Okay. So before that, let's have a 5 minutes break. Okay. See you after 5 minutes. Thank you. Stay tuned.